Ladies and gentlemen, we have the legend himself, the OG of OGs, Eldee the Don in the building. How you doing, my man?
Man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for a kind, warm introduction. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I heard you in town, so I was like, you know what, we need to have a conversation, because what's been going on right now is that there's a lot of recency bias going on in the industry. People just, talking at their necks, people not understanding how what we're enjoying now was a foundation that was laid by a lot of people. And one of such people, is Eldee, tribesmen, and, moving from being an artist to being the proper exec to actually investing millions of naira, with, Tribe Records. I could remember Sojay, I could remember Eva, I could remember, what's the name of that guy?
K9.
Yeah, K9, Shaman, all those people. SARS, yes, all those people, you understand? So now that you've seen, the growth of the industry, though, so how does that make you feel?
Bro, man, I don't know, like I feel... my response to that is I feel like a proud daddy.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of the things that are happening right now are kind of the dreams that I had, right, in the beginning. And I'm not even talking about, like, in the 2000s. I'm talking about in, like, the 90s, like 96, 97, 98. Where nobody even cared to listen to, Nigerian music. Right? When the culture wasn't anything that we wanted to embrace. We were super westernized in our mindset.
Yeah.
And I always dreamt of a day when our culture would be the leading culture. And so to be alive right now, to see it, is just phenomenal. Like, I feel privileged more than anything. Like, I don't feel like I own anything. I feel like it was a privilege to have been alive at the time and to be able to do the things, or at least to be able to be blessed enough to be able to do the things that I feel like inspired a lot of people to want to do this. And to see where we're at right now, man, shit, I feel proud.
I understand. So there was a lot, that was always happening, especially with the quality of the music, the quality of the videos. I remember the Bossy Bangma video. And that was a video that really just changed everything. Because I saw the video and I was like, it was way more than my mind could comprehend. As a kid then, just watching it, I was just like, okay, the colors, everything about that video was, was just A+. So for you, it has always been about standards. It's always been about, because I'm playing a song that's been made more than 15 years ago. And production quality, rhyme scheme, everything still sounds like a song that comes out today and everybody will still bump to it.
I appreciate that. Very, very kind.
It's still timeless music. I mean, because it's something that, even in this day and age, a lot of us still talk about, like, how are artists going to start creating things that, like, nobody will hear this song right now, like we just played, and we're bumping to it like it just came out yesterday. So because now I feel like maybe a lot of artists need to understand now that you need to do something that,
stand the test of time.
So with you, and, like you rightly said, seeing that, what you've always wanted to achieve, like how our music is out there internationally doing so well, like we even get to stand on major stages, our artists get to stand on major stages and perform. But with that, I'm sure you've also seen some downsides to, the music industry today. Would you like to shed some light on it?
I like to focus on the positives, right? Because it's never going to be all positive, right? I like to focus on the positives, and as long as the positives outweigh whatever negative stereotypes come out of whatever it is that we're doing, or even negative impacts, then I'm good. One of the things that I would say, though, that bothers me a little bit is we have to figure out a way to stay in control. Because what tends to happen is when you create something that's shiny, there are global forces that step in and want to seize control of those things, right? Just because, hey, this is a new tool that we can exploit type of thing. So I'd say that's what worries me the most. Like, that's the one thing that gives me nightmares, I would almost say, because we finally built something. We've grown we've grown corn out of concrete, in a sense, right? Because I remember what it was like 25, 30 years ago. When nobody really cared. Oh, see, you know what I'm talking about. We've been in this game
long enough.
Plus years now. So, and to see where we're at right now, and then to see people sell that off or sell it out, in a sense, to entities who just see this as another product that they can milk, is a little bit painful. I've seen a bit of that happen. Keep your publishing. It's very important. I say this to every artist. I think artists right now recognize it because streaming is where people are making most of their money. So now you realize that, hey, you know what? I have to retain ownership as much as possible. So please, if you're an artist, if you're out there, you're doing whatever you're doing, just try and hold on to as much of it as you can. Because we've been slaves in other industries. We don't want to be slaves in this industry.
Yeah. So to piggyback off that though, because I know I do a lot of work also on the label side, and when you start to have conversation with artists, as regards, oh yeah, Eldee, what's going on? You have a new song out. I think we can do something with it. And the conversations are always heartbreaking because they are not coming to say, okay, what can you do marketing wise?
Right.
So they're coming to say it's always about the advance.
Right.
And I keep telling people that $40,000, $50,000 as an advance. Yes, it might seem like a lot of money, but you need to understand that before you start to get back ownership of the song. And no matter the licensing period, you might say, oh yeah, 4 years, it reverts back to me. But at the time of reverting, if that song has not recouped that money, do you understand? The song doesn't come back to you.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So the whoever it is that's giving you that amount of money, we still need to make back his money. So why? So it's almost like everybody is in a money grab right now, and the conversations and even the amounts that they are putting forward, I'm like, what's going on? Because back in the day, 10 years ago, every year we have 5-6 breakout artists. You understand? Like I'm listening to your songs right now from almost 15 years ago, and I'm singing it, line for line, because of how much the music stayed with us and how much we connected to the artist. Now there's no connection. Now I can't remember, the lyrics. I just know that, oh yeah, I've heard a snippet on Snapchat or on Instagram, on TikTok. So the music is almost like candy floss now.
Yeah.
So it's. Then ownership of the music is going to, the majors, the labels, and everybody's just focused on, let me
just get some bread right now.
Yeah.
Let me just get some bread right now. Truth of the matter is, and take it from me as someone who stepped away from music, right? I still earn money from music, which is wild.
Yeah.
But the only reason I can earn money from music is because I own my music, right? Because if I didn't own the music, then, at some point, I'd be over here hearing the song, seeing it play on TV, and there's just nothing I can do about it. Yes. And that's what a lot of people do. If I took an advance back then, like you said, 50, 100K, right? Yeah. Let's even say you get a huge advance. They give you $500,000, right? This is money you spend, especially if you're in the music industry. You know this. We spend this money is a 1 month type deal.
Yeah.
Like you run promo, do this, shoot a couple videos, it's gone, right? Or even if it's just to maintain your lifestyle, that money is going to disappear in a little bit. But in the moment, people sell off. It's like selling your soul, they say, right? Yeah. You sell off the most important part of what you do, and then you're struggling. But again, I like to focus on the positives.
Yes.
So let's not dwell.
I understand that because I feel like a lot of, especially artists who are trying to get into the business, trying to make a name for themselves, a lot of them also don't understand the business side to some of these things, because the hype of, I'm going to get signed by a label, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, they get so excited that most of them don't even read their contracts before signing. They don't understand that, you know what, this is what I have to do, this is what I have to put out, this is what the label is going to do on my behalf. So I feel like maybe you could just educate some of them while you're here, because it's crazy how a lot of them are so focused on...
Follow him on Instagram.
You can go on the 2 things right now.
Right, no, honestly, I like this because these are some of the conversations that I've had with some of your biggest artists right now, right?
Yeah.
Like early on in the career, like, okay, what do I do? Oh, they send me a contract. What does this mean? That type of thing. I think it's important to recognize the need for that education and to recognize that as an artist, you're creative. You need business people around you. It can't be you that makes that decision.
Right.
Get people around you, lawyers, business savvy people who can look at a contract and say, okay, this is exactly what it is. I'm not saying don't sign it, because sometimes you need that contract in that moment to get to the next level, right? But I'm saying understand exactly what it is you're getting into, because a business is a business is a business, right? Someone's putting money into something.
Yeah, you need to make that money back.
Their money back.
Yeah.
Like, and the idea that a record label is just a stepping stone is something that I also want to encourage artists to dead in their minds, because sometimes people think about it like this: I'll sign the deal. As soon as I blow, I take off, right?
Yeah.
And that has been a trend. But here's the problem with that: only a few people who do that succeed. Very few. I'm talking like less than 1% of people who break out that way end up making it. So think about that as well. What would happen is when you do that, you create bad blood. There are lots of people, whoever the label is that has the funding already to help you blow, can also put money in to help you not blow, right? So now you're working. It's almost like you're
in reverse.
In reverse, you know what I mean? You're going against the grain because you want to, because you make a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Think about all of those things. Understand the contracts before you sign, and and recognize the most important thing is your intellectual property. That thing, that creation is the most important piece of this.
Yeah.
You can do shows, you can do all these other things, but if you don't own the intellectual property, you only make money for a little bit for a short while.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned something that, you stepped away from music. And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and somebody says, for a lot of creatives, myself, people that work in the creative industry, there's always that stopgap as regards dreaming new dreams. So, for the longest, I wanted to be on the radio and, do stuff. And, there are days that you feel stuck, and you be like, I've done everything I set out to do, with this thing. So, what next? And that's when the fear comes in as regards, what if I can't do anything else? And, you keep holding on to something that you should have let go of. And, and the person just said something that day, and it's like, it's okay to dream new dreams.
That's right.
And that's stuck with me. And that has been, one of my mantras, for a while. So you're an architect, you are into, building, doing a lot of stuff. But at the time that you left, it was when, accolades were high.
Things were about to
take off. You get what I'm saying? And you already knew the in and outs of of the industry. You were one of the first people, even before Chocolate City, if memory casts me back, to be able to get a huge chunk of investment into the music industry, which a lot of people, casting my mind back, and a lot of people do not even talk about it, because for you to be able to have that label, float all those artists and properly give them structure, that took a lot of guts on your side for you to be able to get all that influx, and you just left it all and just upped and left.
Yeah. I've had to start over many times in my life.
Yeah.
So I've never been afraid of starting over. Like, think about the early career. The Tribesmen time was us starting something, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I came back in 2008, that was me starting over again, right? In the same space. Yeah. Like, literally starting over. Like, I would come to even Beat FM where I felt like I had family here. And I'll still have to go through protocol, right? Yeah. So I guess the point is, because I've had to do that over numerous times, it didn't really matter to me. And I've learned also over time to just follow my instincts, right? If there's something that makes me happy, that's where I want to be. If I'm not enjoying something anymore, it's not making me as happy as I need to be, then it's time for me to walk away. And I have the luxury also, like you mentioned, of being educated. I'm an architect, I have a master's degree. I can do anything that I want. So I've always kind of had that mindset where it's like, okay, you know what? If this isn't working the way that I wanted it to work, then it's time for me to move on. So I left it all at the time, and it seemed crazy to many people, but what I discovered in those last 3 years in entertainment was that this is not what I need to be doing right now. This is not going to bring the kind of fulfillment that I want. And I am beyond glad that I was able to ignore the external pressure of people saying, this guy, no, not now. Look, this is about to happen, that's about to... I knew all those things were about to happen, but I realized that if I could project 5-10 years down the road, this is not what I want to be doing, right? I want to be doing something else. I have kids now. I don't want a repeat of what happened with me and my father. Our relationship is kind of shaky because he was never there. I was leading that life with my children as well, and I said, okay, you know what? If this is the most important thing to me, I have to figure out something else that I can do that can make me way more money, thankfully, but also give me time to be with
your kids,
my family. Because at the end of the day, the next 20, 30 years of my life is me and my family. And at some point, I'm going to grow old, and I need to have my family. Right? So what are the things that I need to do? Also, there's security, there's safety, there's, I have this opportunity to do things in a different environment that would put me more, down the path that I want it to be. Right. So why be stuck in this one place where everyone is like, no, but you're supposed to. I'm like, how about me? How about what I want? What do I want? Right?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
sense. I'm glad
I
did it.
Yeah. So are we going to see you maybe one day wake up and we'll see like a surprise drop?
Single. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. I'm not going to, I've always said, over the years, I'll say, no, it's not possible. But I feel like I'm getting to the point in my life also where the things that I set out to achieve like 10, 15 years ago, I'm hitting those targets now. So maybe I might be like, you know what? Maybe it's time to start something.
Okay.
It's time to start.
You want to go Rihanna on us now?
Start again,
right?
But we'll see.
Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. I wish we had more time. It's one of the drawbacks with radio, where we could just sit down and just chat. But hey, I just want to point it out that there are a lot of people that understand the role you played. A lot of people that know how much impact that you gave the industry, and there are people that won't forget and would always keep telling those stories. So it was a great opportunity for us to sit down, have a chat about it, and also to play this song. God rest his soul, Dr. Frabs. I wish he was here. One of the most prolific producers I've ever had the opportunity of being friends with, and he would have thrived in this era because he had such an amazing eye for music, and it was one of the people that changed how we listen to music and how we also made music as well. So keep resting in peace, Ayo. So yes, Eldee, Jimmy Flames, Little C, and let me see somebody else on this one. Jimmy Flames as well. It's called Feel Good. Yes, 10:39. Thank you so much, Eldee.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. Thanks for bringing me back in this space. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Right. Still the morning rush right here. Don't you touch that dial.